So, and they were Triad members.
Ooh.
All right, so they gave me a lot of problem. I snuck out the back door of the school, really climbed the fences, try to escape from their beatings. And eventually I said, you know what?
What's up, guys? If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Also, please smash that like button on the video and enjoy the show. What types of extortion stuff would you do?
Go to, when we're kids, we don't have much money. We spend all our money on video games, hang out all night, wine and dine the girls, run out of money. So what we do is that we run out of money and we think about how we're going to hit it, how we're going to do the next day. We go extort people. Go to, there's a Chinese restaurant over there. Stop by there. So I go inside, order, and then I say, who's the owner? Something's wrong with the order. So the owner comes in, what's wrong with it, young man? I said, I'm from the Ghost Shadow. All right.
Oh, you would introduce yourself as the gang?
All right. From now on, you're protected under my watch. Right.
And you're like 13 telling them this?
A little bit older than that.
Okay.
14. I graduated a little bit. Give them my pager number. Call me if something happens, but I want this much today. Give me 200 today. All right. Every week I'll come by and pick up 200.
What happened if he said no?
Yeah, say no. You're not opening up tomorrow. All right. And usually they know what's up. Once I give them the name, we'll go Shadow.
But you hadn't been officially inducted into the gang at that point.
But I claim to be one.
Say you were.
I just claim to be one.
But you'd be doing this sometimes with guys who were.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Some, mix of gangs, like my childhood friend.
Right.
The NYPD detective, Michael
Yeah,
Roy.
yeah.
The CGS creator. So before
Your channel, CGS. Yeah.
Well, I participated.
You're a part of it.
I'm not the channel. He's actually channel. So when we were kids, we live in the same neighborhood. All right, we grew up together. So before he was NYPD, he was just a fucking gang
So
member.
you knew him as Mikey down the block.
He's like my older brother. All right?
That's hilarious.
Yeah, but I do all the dirty work, and he drives it, and he gives me ideas. He's the fucking brain, and I'll be I'll be the operator. He'll be the brain. He's fucking smart.
Oh yeah.
I'm not gonna say everything because he has a book coming out. I don't want to ruin his shit. But there's a lot of shit that we did when we were kids that
So long before he's in the NYPD.
Yeah, we got away with a lot of shit.
He was running with you.
Yeah. I was running with him because he's older than me. Like I said, he was the brain. He'll figure something out, and I'll like, yo, let's do it. All right? And I was like, who's gonna do it? Nah, don't worry, I got it. Just try, man. Make sure you don't fucking leave me here, right? Make sure you don't leave me here. All right, wait around the corner. I'll be right out.
But your one uncle, the guy you called an uncle, had gone down with Rico.
Yes.
And your father obviously had passed on. You're running around with all these gangsters, and you said when you were 15, some of them were looking out for you, saying, no, he shouldn't be in this. I guess they got word to your mom?
Well, my grandfather and grandmother, they discussed it with my mom, is that the best thing to do was send him back to Hong Kong.
And they were in Hong Kong?
No, my mother's side.
Okay,
was
not
still
her
in Hong
parents.
Kong. Yeah. My mother's side was still in Hong Kong. My grandmother and my mom's younger brothers and sisters, so they were able to look after me, but actually not. So when I went back to Hong Kong, they tricked me into staying.
What do you mean they tricked you?
Everybody got round trip. It was supposed to be a vacation. I was the only one with the fucking one-way ticket. And that was no return.
And then they hit you with the chloroform when you got there.
No, they freaking registered me in high school. I thought it was international. I accepted the fact when they tricked me that I'm not going back to the U.S. I said, all right, I'll stay here as long as I can. All right.
And you speak the language at this point, obviously.
No.
You didn't speak any of it.
No, it was sad. I got made fun of in school. All right. So they registered me into a Chinese school.
And this is in Hong Kong, which was still under the British protectorate?
Under British rule, yeah. They spoke, they were teaching English, but there was only 2 classes. Their major thing was mathematics, the typical fucking Asian shit.
Can we pull up Hong Kong on the map? And can you also pull up the population, Alessi, just to give people an idea?
It's like freaking 7 million people, I believe.
There you go. Yeah. Okay. Because that's obviously heated debate today with like, oh, should they have freedom from China now, as opposed to Britain? But the people in Hong Kong consider themselves Chinese, right?
They are Chinese.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, that's why. That's the reason. Let's put it this way. I'm Chinese ethnically, but nationality-wise, I'm American.
Right.
Now, if you ask me, if it goes to war today between China, who am I going to fight? I'm going to say I don't give a fuck. All right? I don't care for either side. All right? But I do love this country. All right? Why I love this country? I grew up in this country. All right? Besides what my choices, bad choices that I did, the path that I walked through, everything else treated me fine. All right? I love this fucking country. All my friends and families are here. All right? I love my people, but that's another story.
Understood.
All right? That's culture-wise. It has nothing to do with politics. So if you ask me if they go to war today, I'm going to say, just leave me the fuck out of it. I don't care.
I got you.
You know? But the people in Hong Kong, they're kind of funny. Maybe they've been slaves for over 200 years, 300 years.
What do you mean slaves?
They were fucking British subjects for 300 years, you know, and they grew up in that environment. It's a new generation. It's the woke generation, you know, that they claim nowadays. I really don't care. But they claim to be American when you don't fucking speak English. They claim to be British when you don't even speak their fucking, you don't even have the British accent.
Right.
So it's a joke. It's all politics, and I don't play into that shit. You know?
Yeah.
It's none of my business. But they're just stupid people. You know, they see their own people, they step on. They see other people, they worship. It's kind of like a slave shit to me.
How long were you there?
Less than 18 months, probably like around 15 months, 15, 16 months.
And you get made fun of in school. You're
Yeah.
learning the language at least. But would you try to skip school there and get in trouble there too?
I couldn't. It was so fucking strict. They lock the gates once you walk in.
That makes it hard.
You got to climb the fucking gates, and they're like fucking 8 feet tall.
Did you have any friends?
In my classmates, they were curious about me. Fucking Asian yellow guy with heavy,
Brooklyn accent.
Don't have any slightest idea how to speak proper Chinese, Cantonese. Right? Some of them laugh, some of them actually bully me, and for some reason, I think it's the milk that I grew up on. Fucking beat the shit out of these scrawny Chinese. You know, it took two of them, and they still couldn't overcome me. So, and they were Triad members.
Ooh.
All right, so they gave me a lot of problem. I snuck out the back door of the school, you know, really climbed the fences, try to escape from their beatings. You know. And eventually I said, you know what? I asked one of my classmates, what's their fucking rival Triad? I'm going to fuck them up, all right? I'm going to fuck these scrawny bitches up.
Yeah.
So I joined a different Triad. It was called Lun Ying Se. I was initiated into, not fully initiated. I was a following member, and I had protection.
How does the triads work? I mean, we hear that term all the time, but like,
Triad's a different breed.
how so?
Very organized. Okay. I'll put it this way, not being racist, okay? You know how the mob, because they're white, they're able to play in very easily and do a lot of shakedown in New York City because they're white.
Okay, to an extent.
They control the concrete business, the garment business, you know, anything. You know,
Right.
They have their hands in the union, everything. If it's a myth or whatever, I don't care. But I'm just saying.
No, that's real.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
With the Chinese, the Triads, because Hong Kong is basically all Chinese, 7 million population. So the Triad members are easily doing shakedowns. And they do the same thing. They have a lockdown on new construction sites. So when they built a construction estate, it's like co-ops and condos. They're like 20, 30, 40, 20 to 30 of stories, each building. And each estate will have probably like around 4 towers. Is combined as an estate, a couple of acres. You're talking about a very big, you know, couple $100 million of project.
Sure.
They want a piece because that's their
Territory,
turf.
yeah.
So they'll put their hands in security, building supply, concrete delivery.
Get it, vertical integration. Yeah.
So they're very sophisticated in their racket too.
And it's a very similar
Yeah.
idea to like Cosa Nostra and what they do, just the Chinese version, effectively.
Yes, exactly.
And how far back does that history go? Like we know Cosa Nostra came from Sicily, in the late 1800s over here, but how old is the Triads?
The Triads are probably, it formed after the Ming Dynasty.
Okay.
What year did the Ming Dynasty? I think the 1700s.
Oh, so they're way back.
Yeah. So the
let's pull up the Triads.
So the Ming Dynasty, at the end, 1644.
All right.
So 1644 was the Qing Dynasty.
All
The
right.
Manchurians invaded China. They're considered outside tribe. They're from northeastern China.
Yeah. So the Triads, it says, founded 1885.
Okay, it started rebelling against the outsiders because the Qing were Manchurians. They weren't blended into the Han culture.
Is that where we get the term Manchurian candidate?
I
Probably.
Yeah.
Right? That would make sense.
Okay. Yeah, they're considered
cool.
outside invaders.
Got it.
Yeah, so China is only invaded by outsiders twice: the Mongols and the Manchurians. And this was the second time and the last time they got invaded.
And so the Triads formed as a result of that.
And it was an underground organization to rebel against the tyranny of outside invader government.
So it starts as a rebel righteously against invaders who are coming into the country, and then once that stops and invaders leave at some point or are kicked out and the country is back to itself, that rebel gang now continues to be a rebel gang against their own government because they don't trust any of the system.
Exactly.
Got it.
Now, also when they during the what you call it, when they overthrew the Manchurians in the early 1900s, I think it was 1912 was when the Manchurians got overthrown.
Okay.
Okay, now that already started with the nationalists, and then right at the beginning, the national, when there's no outsiders, the fucking Chinese tend to like to fight each other. It's always like that, when there's peace, they fight amongst each other. When there's outside
Like
invader,
a lot of places with that. Yeah.
when there's outside invader, they all band together, no matter what tribe. Yeah.
Where have we heard that one before?
So these fuckers, all right, they right after they overthrew the Manchurian, they start fighting, bickering with each other. Who's going to run the government? Who's going to be this? Who's going to be that? And eventually, you have the Communist Party and the Nationalists. Chiang Kai-shek and Mao Zedong, they start fighting. I think the Triad escaped from China. All right, after the Communists took over, they went to Hong Kong to get safe haven. That's when they started, coming really big in the 1950s in Hong Kong.
So they focused on Hong Kong.
Yes.
And not so much mainland China then.
Yes. So
What about today though?
They were done with the rebel business. Now they're doing the organized crime business.
Right,
yeah.
right. So they just transferred a little bit.
Yeah.
But what about today? Are they in mainland China a lot, or
They're all over the
They're
place.
all over.
They're allowed, as long as they're being contained. Now, when 1997 came, when Hong Kong under
Got
British
away
rule
from Britain,
was
yeah.
cut off, had to return it back to China. The Chinese government actually sent high level of members, and also with police and law enforcement. They go down and they have meetings with the Triads.
Oh, they
the
had
head of the
meetings
Triads. Yeah.
I was thinking you were going to say they arrested him.
Well, it wasn't even a meeting. It was a. I came here and tell you. All right. I want to tell you what you guys are doing. All right. When we let you live, we let you live. All right. We know everything about you guys. When we want you to survive, we'll let you survive. When we want you dead, we'll fucking take care of it. All right. We have the power. All right. Don't think you're in Hong Kong. You're back in China's hand now. If you don't behave, you're done.
So the British had no control over these guys whatsoever when they were there.
British were doing well. They were corrupted.
Yeah,
They were taking in money.
Yeah, they just
even the
wanted the
governor
truth.
was taking money.
Yeah.
Oh, even the governor was taking money.
Right.
It was a lot of heroin heroin money. Heroin was a big thing in Hong Kong.
Thank you for watching the video, guys. If you haven't already subscribed, please smash that subscribe button and check out this clip's full podcast episode by clicking here or in the description below.